Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to answer two questions. First of all, whose rights should be protected and prioritized over whose rights? Secondly, can the individual consent to completely surrender liberty and agency? Let's move on to the first question of this debate. So whose rights should be protected and prioritized? Three components here. First of all, hardcore libertarians. It seems that the government bench defend hardcore libertarians' rights and satisfaction. Those who do not like current civilization, those who do not like current Westphalia civilization, those who see the ultimate freedom is a paramount value. We agree and concede these people's satisfaction is guaranteed under their model at the expense of vast majority of ordinary people who are prone to exploitation, who are prone to manipulation because of the asymmetry of information. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria explained in her extension a lot of scenarios in which vast majority of people are very likely to be exploited or likely to make irrational and uninformed decisions about this. So here comes our counter-analysis on a social contract. The opening government social contract theory is like a Leviathan-oriented. We invade your freedom in exchange for maximizing social utility and defend other rights. Our conception of a social contract is different. The social contract exists in order to protect your own right. It's necessary to defend your own personal security and safety. That is why, even though you do not fulfill any moral responsibility or obligation, your rights are granted. The children, teenagers, or disabled individuals, or infants, anybody's rights are unconditionally protected under the social contractology and the reciprocal protection given by the government. Therefore, we believe, ladies and gentlemen, the social contract is not a reason to encourage people to completely surrender their agency and liberty. It is a theory which justifies government duty to paternalistically protect individuals and shape the ways in which individuals exercise freedom for the future utility. And that is our counter-analysis on the social contractology. Moving on to the second characterization is what we're talking about is a life fatigue. Those who are depressed are very likely to opt in this option, but there are people who have malicious intent, who want to exploit these kind of individuals in an isolated island where there is no government. Maria explained many scenarios what kind of people are going there. Why is this important? Because there's a 50% of chance of exploitation and a 50% chance of satisfaction. The government knows and foresees that there is at least a high percentage of exploitation, but the government actively chooses to do nothing about it. This ignorance and negligence let people go and let people die. We believe this is irresponsible in that government is complicit in perpetuating or entrenching the foreseeable and predictable harm. That is against responsibility. It's not like individuals doing whatever they want to do. The government is actively negating the responsibility even if they understand and predict the kinds of harm that will potentially happen. But moreover, this is not an irrational choice. We agree that not all irrational choices are bad, but this is exploitative choice. There are the possibility that these individuals are almost enslaved in an island because of the fast movement advantages that Maria explained in her speech. Therefore, when we consider the exploitative scenario, we do not allow people to do whatever they want to do, like sweatshop or enslavement or the organ transplant for profit. Or there are hundreds, thousands, for example, to justify that. No, thank you. Thirdly and finally, oppressed minority. And nuance is different between open opposition and closing opposition. What we'd like to emphasize here is what about minority who are staying inside our modern society? There will be social norms that are very oppressive and harsh to these individuals. You are social burden, but you actively choose to stay here with our country. That is why we have no duty to support you guys. There is no welfare system, there is no library protection. This is tantamount to cultural euthanization of disenfranchised population in our society. Already right-wing politicians and right-wing media broadcast as if the Turkish immigrants in Germany are social burden. The existence of themselves are burdensome. Mexican immigrants in California or Roman people in France. The Trump started to tax on burqa in Muslim countries, for example. The thing here is the government should be responsible for existing voters within a territory. A democratically elected government has accountability or duty for existing voters within a territory. Therefore, the existing voters' priority and security and safety should also be prioritized rather than those who actively opt out of it, right? Their analysis, there's no harm to non-consenting party. There's explicit harm to non-consenting party who have active choice to stay inside the territory. And this is why our extension is important, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
If Yes, such malicious exploitation, politicians will be significantly condemned by the public opposing parties, especially given the context of gradual change coming from opening opposition. Don't you think there's very little incentive for politicians?
That kind of counter discourse is very less likely to occur in reality. Let me explain why. This island is isolated. There is no journalism. There is no news of what's going on inside this island. We have no access to what's going on in this island. That is why never going back is really dangerous. If you go to other nations like Netherlands, France, or United States, you have news. You know what's going on inside the nation. But there's no possibility or there's infeasibility of understanding the risk inside the island. This is why this option is different from a dangerous surgery in which doctors are able to explain the side effect and risk of the options. But there is absolutely no information about it. This asymmetry of information is more likely to be certain and materialized in this specific option, unlike any other precedents that they have presented in this way. This is an inherency of this motion. No, thank you. Finally, can individuals consent to completely surrender their freedom? We accept that the opening government and closing government view that the ultimate value is a freedom and liberty. We accept and consider. But in order for individuals to exercise another liberty or another freedom in the future, at least individuals have to have agency or autonomy. That's what they will lose if they make option to go into this island and never go back. This level of irreversibility is what we specifically oppose. At least you have minimum agency, minimum autonomy, so that you can exercise another liberty in the future, another freedom of choice in the future. And that is why at least the rudimentary level of agency should be protected. And that is why we allow people to go to France or Netherlands if you like drug or prostitution. We are happy with allowing individuals to maximize and pursue their freedom of choice within the framework of nation state. That is what we declare on the side of us. But the unique difference is ungoverned territory without any regulation or legislative procedure is what we specifically oppose on the side of us. Let's think, vast majority of their benefit is materialized even in the status quo. When I choose to go to Cuba and exercise different society, but that is different from what they are trying to emphasize and enforce in this debate. That is what we oppose. Thank you.